kids, in this video I'm going to show you how to apply Phoenix oil to your handpan or any kind of metal instrument. Phoenix Handpan Care recommend applying the oil every week, although this will depend on the care and maintenance that the instrument receives, as well as the material that it's made from, how often it's played, and the environment the instrument lives in. I've found that with good care, my instruments require oiling every couple of months. If you live by the ocean or with moisture, you might need to oil it more often. If you live in a dry environment and wipe your instrument down after each use with the provided cloth, you can oil it less often. Either way, these are guidelines, and it's ultimately up to you to determine how often your instrument requires oiling. Making sure that you're doing regular spot checks to ensure there's no rust developing and catching it early is the best way to do this. It's also a good idea to give your instrument a thorough clean every 6 to 12 months, just so that we can remove any dirt or grime that builds up so that we're not trapping it in with each layer of oil that we apply. What you're going to need for this is obviously the Phoenix oil, an application rag, and a clean microfiber cloth that you can use to wipe off the excess oil afterwards. Why I love Phoenix oil is because it's specifically designed for handpans. It's made of all natural ingredients and essential oils and comprises of 99.5% vegetable material. And it's really fast to apply, it only takes a couple of minutes. It's a very thin oil, so it goes on the instrument without leaving any oily residue and leaves a nice shiny finish. It smells really nice, and it's got antibacterial properties that will help to clean the instrument each time it's been applied. Now if you've only got 1 or 2 instruments, then the 100ml bottle should be enough. But if you've got 3 or more instruments, the 250ml bottle will be much better value. Applying the oil is really easy. You only need to put a few drops on each surface. I like to oil one side, then oil the rim, and then oil the other side. If you've got a polished rim, make sure you oil this well, because the polished rim can be the first place that rust will settle, especially on nitrided instruments. If you have a rubber trim, it's a really good idea to remove this if you can first, so that you can oil underneath the rubber trim on the rim. Remember, it's really common for rust to sneak up under the rubber trim because often moisture can get trapped underneath there. You only need to apply a few drops on each side and then massage it in using circular motions with your rag. So let me go ahead and show you. So just putting a few drops around the instrument. Okay, now that I've done the top, I'm going to get my microfiber cloth and give it a good buff and polish. Okay, now that I've done the top side, I'm going to flip it over and do the bottom. Now remember, you don't need to oil inside the instrument except for around the port. I like to oil just on the inside here because it's really common to grip the instrument from the port. So as long as we're oiling in here, we'll stop our finger oils from causing any rust on the inside there. Okay, again, I'm going to grab my microfiber cloth and try and buff it all as much as I can, removing as much excess oil as I can to really allow the oil on there to be sitting in the pores of the instrument. This will stop any oil from muffling the instrument's sustain or resonance. Okay, there we have it. A freshly oiled instrument. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I have other tutorials as well, so feel free to peruse those. Otherwise, happy panning.